Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through a full face of Chanel, of products that I have here. I have already prepped my skin with I do use Chanel skincare as well. So I've already done that prep and applied sunscreen. So let's get a start. I'm going to start off with the Chanel primer in the matte finish. So just a small amount of that all over. I do have a couple of foundations from Chanel, and the one I think that is best for my skin is the Sublimage, the serum. It has an absolutely beautiful, beautiful finish, and it gives great coverage. It has what should I say? It has a luminescent type finish without looking oily, and I do still have some oil patches on my skin. Even though I am in my late 50s, and I still do get a little bit of a shine through the center here, but I find with this Sublimage, this foundation here, and this is in the shade B30, I find that sits really quite well on my skin. This foundation also comes with this fabulous little brush to apply. It's quite a compact brush. So I'm just going to take a couple of pumps on the back of my hand, and we shall start to work that through onto the skin. So it does feel quite serumy on the application. I hope you can see it. It gives the skin such a gorgeous glow. Just a really healthy, luminous glow. It gives great coverage without being thick and cakey, without being completely recognizable as a full foundation. I just like to use a little bit of a tapping motion just to spread the product around the skin, but you really don't need to, because it has got that gorgeous serum base. It just glides over the skin. It softens the appearance of any of the fine lines on our skin. It's great if you've got a slightly dry skin or dehydrated skin. Sometimes dehydration is as big an enemy as a dry skin, because dehydration, it will show those little fine little creases that are popping through, because our skin's just lacking that moisture, that the water content of our skin. So in a very quick minute, that foundation is just perfect, and it's blended. Just bring that in, although the colour is absolutely perfect on my skin, just still make sure that we don't ever want to see any lines around here where foundation has started and finished. So the next product I'm going to take you through is the Sublimage Concealer Corrector. The colour that I use is shade 30. This works perfectly for me. There is another shade called 32, which has a little bit more of a peach undertone, which is also very, very good to counteract any darkness due to the peach. But personally, I've found this product to be outstanding. It does come in a pot, in a jar, which some people don't enjoy using. I find if you keep it clean, just give the lid area a bit of a wipe after each application. You can keep it without getting too messy. The other thing about this I've had this product now for, it would have to be 12 months, and I would say I'm maybe halfway through it, not even, because you only need the tiniest amount. And again, it's a serum-y base. It is beautiful for around that eye area. I believe it does have some correcting powers as well. I get very dark and discoloured around the eyes, and it works beautifully on me. It comes with its own little applicator, a nice little fine brush. So I just take the tiniest amount, and I really do mean tiny. You'll see if you use this product, you'll know what I mean. And just take a small amount into the corners of the eye and just along that orbital bone. And I'm actually going to use this today also on my eyelid to act as a bit of a primer. Now, of course, you can continue on to use that brush. However, I really enjoy this Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush. I love the integrity of the brush. It's so, it's compact, but it's flexible enough to move, and it's a great size just to get into these areas around the eye. So we're just going to start with a nice soft patting motion. Don't be afraid to bring this up to the lash line. It's really, out of all my concealer, yeah, I think out of all my concealers, it's really like a bit of a miracle product, because it will never sit in the fine lines. It feels extremely comfortable for the day. See the difference? Look, that redness is gone. The darkness is gone. So it's light enough to work beautifully on mature skin, but it has the strength to conceal. And the other major thing that it does is it brightens. So it's actually, and it's got a lot of skincare actually in the product. So it does all these amazing things. If you haven't tried this Chanel concealer, I would strongly suggest that you give it a try next time you're in the market to purchase a new concealer. Absolutely love it. Okay. Just going to touch up my brows. This is a Benefit product. Because I did already have some colour, some pencil on my brows, here I'm just going in with the clear gel. I'm still really I'm trying multiple different brow products. If anybody has any recommendations for me for something that they've found, please write to me and let me know, because I'm still really on the lookout for that perfect solution to brows. And this is from being a beauty consultant in my early career. From memory though, back in the, let's say, mid-late 80s when I started my career, we always did brows because they're the frame for our face. It's what creates all the structure. But I don't remember there being the hype around brows that there is today. Of course, you would always use a brow pencil on somebody when you're doing their makeup, or advising them on products to purchase, but there was never the hype that there is today to really create that perfect structure to the eyebrow. But absolutely, definitely need it. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with the Chanel loose powder. I'm going to find a nice big fluffy brush, and shake into the cap. But I also do have the puffer, and I'm just going to take a small amount of the puffer and a small amount of powder onto the puffer and just press that onto the back of my hand to get to make sure there's not too much flyaway powder sitting there. And I'm going to just press some of this powder into the areas that I really need it. If you have skin that doesn't really need powder, then you don't need to do this. I do suggest that you press a tiny bit under the eye area. But if you have a little bit of oil like I do, absolutely come in and press some of that powder to start with. Then come back, take some of that powder from the cap, just dust that off, and just give your skin a very light brush over with that powder. It's a translucent powder, so it's not going to add any colour to your skin. But what it will do is it will brush all those facial hairs down. I am not into, and I'm not going to be suggesting any of the dermoplaning that is very popular on all social media platforms at the moment. I'm sure it's been around for years. It's something that I have never done, and I don't know what the long-term effects are, so I'm not going to talk about it. But loose powder was always the product that would just come in. It's so finely milled. You don't see it sitting on the skin, but it does just brush all those facial hairs down, the tiny little hairs that we can't even generally see most of the time. Highly recommend this powder. It has great staying ability. It has set my foundation. It will set that for the day. I very rarely need to come in and repowder unless, of course, it's a very hot, sweaty day and you feel that the makeup's starting to move a bit. You might want to come back in and repowder. But I think it's very flattering too on a mature skin. Okay, so we've done the brows, we've done powder. Next, I'm going to take you into the eye makeup application. And I've got a few shadows. I've got a couple of shadows here that Chanel released. I think it was this year they revamped all their single shadows. And I've got most of them. But today I'm just going to take you into this one shade of green. It's like a sage green, a beautiful sage. And this is like a duo type shadow, which when you move it in the light, it has all these different reflex of colour. There'll be a little bit of gold, a little bit of rose gold, a little bit of pink, a little bit of green. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm just going to use that on the top in the centre, just as a topper. So I'm going to go straight into this sage green and just all over the eyelid. It's got a nice little hint of reflect. In one of my other videos, I was talking to you about your higher end luxury cosmetic brands. You really don't, they're not designed to give you that intense payoff that you'll get with some other brands of cosmetics. So it's entirely up to you. It's preference, what you prefer. I guess I'm saying that because I don't want you to think that you're going to dive into this particular shadow and have this really full, heavy coverage straight away. It's something that you will gradually achieve through a gentle build-up. So I'm just using this on the mobile lid up to that orbital bone, into the crease, and as always, starting from the outer edge and blending inwards. But this is a very quick one and done look. These sage colours look fabulous on all eye colours, particularly on brown eyes, which is why I've chosen to use this one for you today to demonstrate. So it's not the green of the 80s, not that type of green. It's just a beautiful wash of sage green. And I'm going to come in with a little bit of my bronzer, and this is in, I think this is Rose Gold, I'll have to double check, into this bronzer here. Again, this is another Chanel product, and I'm just going to pick up a tiny amount of that and move that into the crease just to give the eye some depth. So just move that along that crease bone, that crease area up onto the orbital bone, just to give some structure and depth to the eye area. Got a little bit of fallout from that green. Just pick that up with my powder puff. This is a gorgeous look for just for a quick popping out. Okay. I also have one of the Chanel Stylo pencils in a deep brown shade. So we're just going to wind that up. I will provide all the products that I've used and all the colours in the description box. Just again, we're going to start on the very outer corner with this brown pencil, just on the very outer edge above the eyelash line. Just to give a little bit of structure again to the eye. We're going to come in and just a very small amount underneath the lash on the outer edge. And then I'm going to use a fluffy brush to go over where I've applied that pencil. It's very creamy, that pencil. You could actually use that pencil as a shadow. You could use that on your lid and keep blending it out with the brush. And that would work really well also. So I haven't put any shadow on this brush. I'm just using that to blend, just to blend under the lower lash. And we will follow that up with mascara. Again, my old faithful for my eyes that seem to react to most mascaras. So this is the Dior Curl mascara. Because I'm really directing this as a day, quick one and done look, I'm just going to do one pass of mascara to the upper lash line. So now we'll do some contouring, and I do have, as I've been using this set here, which has got the blush, bronzer and highlighter, but to go in with first, I'm going to go in with the Chanel Cream to Powder Bronze. This is quite an incredible product. I haven't really used anything like it before. It almost has a spongy type texture, but it's not creamy when you put that on. So we're just going to start with contouring just underneath the cheekbone and just up into the hairline, up into the temple area. And again, always sitting back and reassessing and thinking, now, is that where I need that to be? Is it giving me the look? Is it achieving what I'm trying to achieve, which is to give our face some structure, to lift our cheekbones? So therefore, that's why we're going under and just pushing up onto the cheekbone. And to warm up the skin, a little bit around the hairline, down onto the nose, a little bit on the chin, just blending in underneath anywhere that the sun would naturally hit your skin. And then we will follow up with going back into this trio of colours. I'm going to use a smaller contouring brush. Just going to hit that just underneath the cheekbone area again, just to sculpt. Down the side of the nose. I'm going to brush off that and come in with some of the highlighter on the very, very top. Can you see that gorgeous glow? Just on the very top of the cheekbone, a little bit down the centre of the nose, just a tiny bit up across under the brow just to finish that off, a little bit on the forehead. Come in with the blush. Again, starting off at the very top of the cheekbone so that we're not getting colour down in this area here. This is a beautiful, beautiful peachy gold colour. I always tend to bring a little bit of blush just across the top of the eyelid. Again, I have got a big space to work with there, depending again on your facial structure. It depends what you can do, but sometimes it just ties all the makeup look together by bringing a little bit of blush into these other areas. I'm wanting to show you one of the Chanel lipsticks, and I've forgotten what they're called. Rouge. It's in the glass case. It's not actually glass, but it's very heavy duty, sturdy. These are refillable. They are quite expensive to buy. In Australia, we pay about $220 for one of these lipsticks. As I said, it is refillable. And it is meant to be as a replica or a tribute to the actual staircase in Coco Chanel, in Gabrielle Chanel's stair in her home. It's meant to be a replica or represent the staircase that she had. And I'm using today shade 31, but I will go in with the Chanel lip pencil first in shade 158. These are great. You have a little brush on one end. So as I've said in another video, I don't overline my lips, which means going outside of the lip line to make the lips look bigger, but I do go to the very outer edge. It's another thing that happens with age is we start to lose the integrity of the lips. They start to become a little bit, they're not as full, they're not as luscious as what they were when we were in our 20s. Just something else that we need to use a little bit of makeup to help create the best version of ourselves at our age, and just embrace the fact that we are aging, but we can still use beautiful products and beautiful skincare to look the best that we can. Well, it's actually looking the best, but it's also feeling. It's about how you feel, and for me, makeup makes me feel good. I hope that's how you feel too. So this has got a slight reflect in it. They're absolutely beautiful lipsticks. I think if you are a Chanel lover and if you are a lipstick addict like I am, you need to have at least one of these in your collection, because that's just something that is so very special to have. And like I said, you can have just the one case and then purchase the refills to go in that. So that's my look for today, my look with Chanel, and the products are outstanding. They're absolutely gorgeous. I think they're great on I would be using this on any skin age, but I think particularly on a mature skin, because it is just so forgiving for any of the soft lines that we've started to develop, a little bit of dehydration or dryness. So absolutely suggest the Sublimage, and I think once you've tried this, it's almost like putting skincare onto your skin, but it is a foundation that's going to give you coverage. It's giving that beautiful glow off the skin, but at the same time not being oily and shiny. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please give me a big thumbs up if you have enjoyed that. I would love you to subscribe so you can follow any future videos that I'm going to release to you. I hope Black Friday sales haven't been too overwhelming for you. I feel for myself they have been a little bit, and I don't know whether this year's different to other years, but I feel that it's been really quite intense. That I'm trying to show you products that I have in my collection that I haven't necessarily gone out and bought, and I hope that you don't feel you need to either. In future videos, I have bought a couple of items from ranges that are new to me that have only just been able to be purchased in Australia, so I'm wanting to show them to you. And I hope that, as I said, that you will subscribe and you'll come along on this journey with me. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.